Help you buggers! How are we? You alright? I'll tell you, it's bloody cold. It's absolutely freezing. Yeah, it's been... We shouldn't complain. I mean, we live in Scotland, what else would we expect? But yeah, the weather has really taken a turn for the worse. I'm saying the worse. It's taken a turn for the cold. Obviously, I was in Spain, just along, not far from Salou, and it was 20, 27, 28 degrees, which was wonderful. It was roasty toasty all week, and then I arrived back in what do you call it? Arrived back in Edinburgh on the Saturday, and it was freezing. It was raining and it was cold, and yeah. Anyway, what do we expect? Anyway, listen, I have not got very much yet. A bit of Jean Michel we are. Oh, hang on a wee second. In fact, maybe yeah, we can play some Jean Michel we are. In fact, you know what? Let's do that right now. Actually, I think we'll just we'll play some music now. I've always tried to avoid. Hang on, I'm just going to fix them. I've always tried to avoid playing music tracks because you get hit for copyright strikes. But in the last, I don't know, last year I've been doing quite a few videos, live streams mainly, and I've been including records. God, I'm sure Mage calling them a record. Including tunes, playing tunes and what have you, and I've never once been hit with a copyright strike. I do get the you can't monetize the channel, you can't monetize this video, but it seems that you can get away with it, and that suits me, absolutely suits me. Talking about monetizing the channel, I don't know what's going on with my my channel, but there's something wrong with it, and I've not had a penny from Google for 10 months. So if I could unmonetize it, I probably would, because I'm getting nothing back. I'm getting nothing back from it. It's a pain in the arse. So anyway, yeah, listen, this one, have a quick look, see who we've got in tonight. It's quite a small turnout. Well, I've got 8 people watching. Good stuff. Yeah, I've got really nothing to talk about this evening, apart from one little thing that annoyed me. There was I'm not going to name names, but there's a certain individual, a Scottish individual, and he does streams. He does live streams on Twitch, and he advertises his channel as having only playing real hardware. So he does these videos and he only plays using real hardware. And what is the point of that? Or not what is the point of that, what is your point? So my channel is less than your channel because I use emulation. Fuck off, honestly. See, the snobbery that is attached to video games just annoys me. You know, it's all about, for me, it's all about games. It doesn't matter how you play them. You know, there's probably thousands of people probably hundreds of thousands of people that play video games, they play old video games, and they don't have any hardware. It's all emulation, and that's fantastic. Yeah, you've got the lag and what have you, but these people, and this obnoxious individual had it as real, in capital letters, real hardware, like he's better than me. Are you buggery, mate? You know, I can't stand that. I mean, don't get me wrong, I don't have any issue. I mean, the Shadows knows, great guy Andy, we caught up last week. Andy will be on my channel again. Andy only uses real hardware, and it's just because he can. He's got the setup, he enjoys playing real hardware, and I would be the same if I had lots of space with lots of CRT monitors and that kind of stuff, and I had some way of doing it, then I'd probably use real hardware as well. But it's great if you've got it, but don't advertise. It's almost like being a smug bastard and saying, I only use real hardware, you know. I mean, fuck off. Can't be arsed with that. Anyway, listen, let's play a Jean-Michel Jarre, just because I've got the t-shirt on. Let's see if I can find out how to do this. Right, this is going to, when I click in this, it's going to start playing the program that we're streaming, but I'm going to quickly change it, so just bear with me. Let's play some music. There we go. Right, hang on a tick. Alright, what am I looking for? We're looking for... There we go. Music. Right, let's get a bit of Jean-Michel Jarre. Right, what are we going to have? There we go. We can we make this bigger? Can you folks hear that okay? Yeah, good evening Alex. Good evening Mr. LFC. Colin, how are you, mate? Mad Commodore Few, I thought it was me you were having a go at, mate. No, it's not you, mate. Trust you, it's not you at all. Mr. Doug, I don't know why I always say Mr. Doug Scullery. You're always referred to as Mr. How are you, Doug? Paul Patrick as well. Wonderful. Thank you so much for joining me this evening. Now we'll just listen to this. Yeah, the reason we're playing this is because I actually went to see him in concert for a wee minute. There we go, that's better. need to have all. It's not really consistent volume levels and what have you. So, and obviously you don't unless you're to physically do a little recording. It's hard to get the balance. Is that any better, Colin? Hopefully it is. Hopefully you can still hear the music and hear me. Let me know. I'll stop talking actually until somebody confirms that still too loud. Wait a minute, let me just try one thing. Am I too loud? Colin, thank you very much, mate. Very kind of you. I've actually got the microphone volume turned up full. Colin, you're a gentleman and a scholar. Thank you very, very much for that, mate. I wasn't moaning about monetising to get anyone to do that, but you know what, mate, it's massively appreciated. Anyone that wants to give me money like that is just, you're a utter legend. Can you hear me now? Let me know. Right, well, I'm waiting for the little comments to catch up. I'm just going to have a quick drink of this. Music is still too loud. Seriously. Still, that's weird. Is that any better? Hopefully that's better. 1 2 1 2. Why is it when people test sound they always say 1 2? Why don't you say 6 9? Is that better? Dum ba dum ba bum. I'm going to stop talking and let you guys catch up. Right, now wait a wee minute. I did. That's better. Thanks, Colin. Great. Thank you very much, Mad Commodore. Yeah, it's this elitist with people that have original hardware, like it's some sort of boast, it's like some sort of badge of honour. I have original hardware. Who gives a fuck? Doesn't matter. Good for you, yeah, you can play your Commodore 64, whatever. But don't rub our noses in it. You are no better than anyone else. Anyone that uses emulation is just as good as you. It's got nothing to do with it. So, yeah, these people that use it as some sort of boast. Anyway, Blackpool. I know Colin was down there. How was it? From what I can gather, it looked. I was a wee bit unsure of how the. I was unsure of how the John Romero talk would go because I interviewed him last year and I pretty much covered most stuff. I think certainly the sort of the golden era, the Doom and Doom 2 era. So when I heard that he was going to go returning to Blackpool, I thought, I don't know how this is going to work out. I'm not familiar with the guy that did the interviews. I didn't know him at all. But I listened to about, I don't know, 10-15 minutes of it, and I was pleasantly surprised. He was asking different stuff, got a completely different style of interviewing from myself. Thing is, he's a professional. He does it on the TV and that kind of stuff. So I think I do all right. But no, I've got to say, I was quite pleasantly surprised at. You know, the guy came across very well. He was asking John Romero stuff that I didn't ask him. Colin saying main machines were not working properly, but it was still good because I should have spent most of the time mingling. Yeah, when you say a lot of the machines, are you talking about arcade machines then, Colin, weren't working? always a disappointment when when people go to these events, they want to go and play. The whole selling point of these things is, for most people that don't have mates that go to them, it's to play original hardware. God, I'm banging on about original hardware, and I'm talking about original hardware, but no, we're talking about going to an event, a paid event, to be able to play original hardware, playing on original Commodore 64, whatever. It's disappointing when a lot of the hardware doesn't work. So was it most of the coin ops that wasn't working, Colin? Right, is that tune finished? It has. Aye, aye. My mate, he was down there. He had quite a good time. I'm surprised you probably. I don't even know if you remember my mate Ian, Colin. He was certainly there. He was there the Friday night and the Saturday. Yeah, some with broken buttons, some with dodgy screens. Yeah. I'm assuming they must. Hang on a sec. I can hear my voice. Why is it doing that? What's going on? There we go. I could hear my voice. I've got my YouTube channel open in that browser over there, and I could hear my own voice. Yeah, it's annoying. It's annoying when you go down, and especially if it's a machine you want to play and it's not working. Right, listen. I'm just going to have a quick. The Virtual Boy. Is it not called a Virtua Boy? I should know because mine is up there. Is it Virtual Boy or Virtua Boy? It is Virtual Boy. Yeah, you're right. Virtual Boy is a great thing, and you know what? It annoys me when I hear people who form opinions about things. Invariably they're saying something is rubbish, and it turns out that they've never actually seen the thing. I knew a guy that was, I can't even remember what film. He went on about this film and he said, "Oh, this film is absolutely bollocks." And I says, "Well, I thought the film was okay." Can't remember what it was. And he said, "Yeah, it's absolutely crap." And I says, "So what exactly did you not like about it?" And he went, "Well, I've not actually seen it, but I know it's shite." And I went, "Well, fucking hell, you shouldn't be entitled to an opinion of something if you've never actually seen it." And it's the same with the Virtual Boy. I don't know why I've always called it the Virtua Boy. Virtual Boy. People, it was panned. They said, "Oh, it's a big flop. Um, it gave you headaches," and yeah, you probably would. You probably would. You'd probably get a headache playing an Oculus Rift for any length of time. But you know what? For an early bit of hardware, the Virtua Boy was great, and it still is great. I was actually playing with it a couple of weeks ago. It's when you consider it's all smoke and mirrors. I mean, it is literally hardware. It's mirrors and that kind of stuff. There's no, I don't think. Well, there is computer chips of some sort, but I think that the 3D effect is it's all kind of analog, and it's great. It looks great, and then you get these people that say, "Oh yeah, the Virtua Boy's a lot of shite." Have you ever even seen one? Nope. Well, fuck off with your opinions. That's what I think. Listen, I'm just going to have a quick squint to see if there's any questions from a few weeks ago. Right, hang on a second. I'm just trying to. I've only been using YouTube now for what, 11 years, and yet I'm still trying to. I still sometimes have to figure out how did I get this. Comments, right? Let's have a wee look. Hopefully, you guys are enjoying the Nice and Nasty podcast. Now, I did mention the one that's going to be coming out next Tuesday. I mean, it was awesome meeting the Shadows Knows. He's been a hero, a YouTube hero of mine for since the very very early days. And as I said to Andy at the time, he reminds me of myself. He's got the same. He's got the same sort of background. He's got the same history, and even the way he talks about games is the way I talk about games. So it was great to get him on the channel. We will definitely be doing other videos together. So yeah, that was last week, and then next week, next Tuesday, I've got another nice and nasty, and it's the it's somebody you know very very well. Um, I'll leave it at that, and I think you're going to enjoy this one. Good evening, Steve. How are you, mate? I hope you're feeling better, Steve. I had a great holiday, mate. Honestly, it was brilliant. I do notice that, excuse me, a lot of the I'm seeing a lot, like I've done loads. The more recent, what do you call it? The more recent nice and nasty podcasts I've been doing. The point of these was to get something that was short and to the point and quite snappy. Both get in with it, you know, pick your three games. But I noticed in the last, oh, I don't know, four that I've done, in fact, probably all of them, bar maybe one, I've just been having a chat with the person, and I like that. Hopefully, you like it. Um, you know, it's nice to get a flavour of what somebody's about. And this one it goes on for I think it's just shy of 2 hours, so it's another long episode. Hopefully you'll enjoy it. In fact, I know you're going to enjoy it. Trust me in that. 12-hour live stream. I says 5th of November. Get it in the diaries. I actually need to start kind of planning. I need to kind of lay out what we've got. There's stuff we need to prepare beforehand. Like I says, I think I've had about 10 or 11 guests, and I'm not talking about evening Christoph. That's I mean, man. Is there a maybe not? No, that's bear in mind. Scottish people are light blue. When we get a tan, we turn white. So as far as tans go, Chris, yeah, I have got a tan. I'm kind of light white. What was I talking about? Chris has completely flung me off my. I can't remember. In fact, Chris, I will be getting in touch with you. I will be dropping you a message in the next couple of days, mate. I'll leave it at that. We can talk about it later on. Can't remember what I was talking about. Absolutely no idea. No, can't remember. Oh yeah, yeah. Thanks, Chris. Yeah, 12-hour live stream. Yeah, I've got about 10 people who have tentatively. Is that a word? Tentatively, I think it is. And I'm not talking about people that watch my channel. I'm talking about people who were actually involved in the computer game industry back in the day. I've had 10 people who've said that they are going to who are going to come onto the stream. Now the plan is to have probably half an hour per person, and it's obviously going to be live. So there's going to be what do you call it? There's going to be a chance for people to ask questions. It's just going to be me talking shite. We'll play music. If I want to play a game, I'll play a game. There's going to be playing tunes, whatever. We might even throw in a little watch with Main Meister, watch a TV program. You know, it's just going to be, as I said, think of Tiswas, and then imagine Tiswas based on computer games with an old Scottish guy hosting it. Instead of Chris Tarrant, it's me. Yeah, it should be good fun. I know it's going to be. I know we're going to enjoy it. It doesn't matter who takes part in it. You know, these people have said that they're willing to take part, but you know, shit happens. Real life comes along. They may not. They may not be able to make it, but it's going to be good fun. And more importantly, the most important thing is we have a laugh, and I can guarantee we're going to have a laugh. And second most important thing is we're going to make a few quid for some really good charities. Nova Bug, Chris, he's done a couple of 12-hour streams. Or is it just the one, Chris? I think you're actually in the process of doing another one, aren't you? Um, Chris has done. He's raised lots of money for Macmillan Cancer, I think it was. Um, even one of his mates, Yellow Belly, even programmed the Novabug game, which sold and again raised a lot of money. So it's great. I think it's, you know, Chris and myself, we've got small, even in Swifto, how the hell are you, mate? Um, we've got small, modest channels, and with well, we've got a tight group of people that loyal people that like to watch and support the channels, I should say, and despite them not being very big, it's we do our bit. We do our bit to keep folk entertained, and I says we're doing our bit. We might not be Live Aid charity status, but raising a couple of £1,000 for charity, I think is brilliant, and that's what makes this little kind of community really special. Obviously, Play Blackpool, Colin. I think you mentioned that you really went down there not to play games, it was just to catch up with people, and that's always been the reason. Well, in the early days, I used to go down to Play Blackpool to play these games. The thing is, I can play them. I've got a couple of MAME cabs downstairs. When I go to these events now, I very rarely actually play anything. It's to me, it's all about just catching up with old friends, making new friends. I mean, obviously last year, the year before, it was great getting an opportunity to speak to people who you admire. People like John Romero. When am I ever going to get an opportunity to talk to somebody like him? That was bloody awesome. It really, really was. So yeah, all good. Right, I'm just having a quick look at the comments. I'm just going to keep this to probably an hour tonight, folks, because I've actually got, believe it or not, I've got a training course in about 3 weeks' time with my work, and before I can go on said training course, I've got to pass this health and safety exam, and it's 50 questions, and you have to book it, and you go into this test centre, and you've got the computer in front of you, and you use the mouse, and yeah, I mean, there's something like 700 questions, and you've got to revise, and then they pick a random 50. Now, I've already passed it, but the course that I'm going on now is a slightly it's a manager's course, and I've now got to do the manager's version of this health and safety exam, and I stupidly booked it for tomorrow morning, can you believe? And I've quite simply not had a chance to revise, so I'm probably going to fail it. Fortunately, the exam isn't a lot of money, and if I do fail it, I'm the only person that knows that I've failed. My work won't know that I've failed it. I get the email to tell me that I've passed it or failed it. So yeah, I will need to try and do a bit of practice tonight before I go to my bed. So yeah, if you're going to do an exam for your work, don't do it on a Saturday morning. That is just bloody stupid. What's Colin saying? In my opinion, the only arcade games worth going out of your way to play in the original hardware are those with dedicated controls. Yeah, hydraulic cabs or is that a word? Unemulatable. Unemulatable displays can't be a real vector display. Yeah, obviously you've got vector graphic screens. Stuff like what do you call it? Stuff like Space Harrier. Outrun. Yeah, I'll give you. You can still have fun playing Outrun. Space Harrier, not so much. But play these games with the full Boona, full English, full Monty, whatever you want to call it. Hardware, hydraulic hardware, and they come into their own. They're awesome. They really are. Yeah, stuff like hardware, stuff like not Space Harrier, Star Wars, stuff that require Star Wars, stuff that require proper yolks and all that kind of stuff. And I'm not talking about eggs, I'm talking about yolks, as in it kind of goes like that, tilts forwards. Steve Benway did do a video years ago. He had Star Wars running on that, and because all these new phones have what are they called? What's that thing where you can tilt it? Whatever it is. He said that you can actually get quite a good version of Star Wars. You can play MAME Star Wars on your phone, and it's got the tilt mechanism, whatever it is. But yeah, apart from these, I go down to these places like Play Blackpool and whatever, and I just look at stuff. I tend to spend more time watching other people playing games. There's always games like track and field and what have you. Motion sensors, yeah, that's it. There is a more technical name for it. I can't remember what it's called. But yeah, I go along to these events, and I tend to spend most of my time just looking at machines and going, "Oh right, there's that there, there's that there." But it is annoying when people go down to these events and you find that half the hardware doesn't work. That is extremely annoying. Listen, I'm going to have a quick drink of my juice. I'm going to play another tune. Let's see, right, if I take that off like that, and then if I'm going to attempt to, right, what are we going to play? Just talk amongst yourselves for a few minutes, folks. Football, what about Scotland, eh? Yeah, all we had to do, I'm saying all we had to do was beat Spain. Yeah, and we lost 2-0 though. From what I heard, we were kind of unlucky, though the guy at my work said that Spain were all over us. Thing about Scotland, we're going to qualify. I mean, apparently we'll only have to get 1 point, and we're playing like Cyprus and all these other countries that are probably higher rated than us. We'll need 1 point, and we'll qualify. Guaranteed, we're going to we'll get knocked. We won't even get out the first. We won't get out the very first thing, so we don't really care. But it would be nice to get in. Right, anyway, I'm going to play. This was I first saw this guy on Saturday Superstore. If you remember Keith Chegwin, the late great Keith Chegwin, I thought he was a really nice guy. He was obviously fighting demons with alcohol, etc. Very sad when he died. Keith Chegwin had a thing called, in the Saturday Superstore, he had, what was it, the basement, he was like the janitor, and he had this guy on, and I'd never heard of him, and this was his tune, and that started a love affair with me. Not a love affair, you know what I mean, I loved his music, and it was Howard Jones. This is New Song. Enjoy! And I'll shut the fuck up for a few minutes. Yeah, awesome. One of my favourite 80s tracks. Right, I've just been scrolling through. Excuse me. Yeah, Colin, you're saying the Mighty Bog did a great version of that. He did, absolutely spanking. I mean, it's probably now it's not aged particularly well, but you know that was one of the tunes that I used to listen to a lot. He did a lot of great stuff. He did Kelly by Marillion. He did Everybody Wants to Rule the World by Tears for Fears. Lots of really good stuff. Right, I'm just having a quick look at all my comments. Right, Milthy Swinbuckle. It's been a wee while since I've heard from Milthy. I hope you're well, Squire. Hello again, Mainmeister. Some questions for the next waffle. Right, I'm just going to put a wee disclaimer before I start with these ones. As we know, Milthy he's like the Monty Python of YouTube questions. You never know what you're going to get. Some of them are utterly bizarre. A lot of the questions in the past he's asked me, I'm being unable to answer them because I don't prepare for these. I just read them and try and give an answer. So anyway, let's just we'll go right. First question: are there any games you have taken the most out of by designing and playing your own levels? Or perhaps even by playing someone else's levels who had nothing to do with the original game? Hey, I'm trying to think what games that I used to play that had level designers. Things like Boulder Dash, that had Boulder Dash construction kit. I never used it. Never used it. I'm inherently lazy. When it comes to video games, I just like to play them. I'm really lazy, so I never used that. What else? Kickstart 2, it had a construction kit. Racing Destruction set. That's a good shout. Again, never really used it because I'm lazy. Even Racing Destruction set, I can't say I ever really. I played it constantly, but I can't say I ever really designed my levels. What else? What else was there? I'm trying to think. Did Trailblazer, did I not have some sort of construction kit? There was one, and it was a Mr. Robot, I think it was. Let me have a quick. In fact, I'm not going to. Should I? Right, aye, just give me 2 ticks. Give me 2 ticks. See both sides. Right, okay. Yeah, let's have a. Yeah, Doom. I wish, Ben. I wish I could have just. I could have designed a level for that. I'm too stupid. Right, I'm going to put my Mister on. HDMI. Right, I just need to jump over to Mister and webcam. There we are. Right, what we're looking for. It's going to be computer and the Commodore 64. Archie, stop it! Oi! Stop that horrible noise. I need to get rid of that. I don't know what that is. I think when I was rendering the Friday Waffle, I must have somehow. Ah, you know what it was? Yeah, I've got these games in there for Apocalypse, so that's what it was. Right, what we're looking for, cartridges. Let's see if I can find. I'm sure it's called Mr. Robot. Don't know if there'll be a cartridge image for it. Mr. Robot. There we go. Yeah. Now I believe this did appear. I think it was. It originally came out for the. It originally came out for the Apple, I think. To play. Is it F5? F5. Yeah, there we go. Right, wait a minute. I just need to swap the joysticks. No, think. And why is that not working? That's odd. Wait me a minute. Let me just do a quick reset. We'll just play it for a wee bit. That's not working. You know what, folks? Top tip. See when you're going to play something, make sure you plug it in first. You complete twat. Right, yeah. We might get somewhere now. Swap joysticks. Nope. There we are, right. Can you guys... Why is the sound stopped? Are you guys hearing the Mister sound? Why is that not working? Can you guys hear that? I don't think you can. Why can you not hear that? Wait a minute, hang on. Right, you should hear it now. Yeah, it's a pain in the arse. This OBS is great when it works, but see when you've got that many different setups, it can be a pain in the chuff. Yeah, so this is the game. Ah, you know what I've done? I'm a pillock. This game has got a very, very odd... damn it. It's got an odd game mechanic when you start the game. Right, let's just play it again. You can hear the sound. Now, if you pick up this, it mutes the game. Why would you have an option like that to mute the sound? That doesn't make any sense at all. Anyway, right. This game had the construction kit. Is it F5? There we go. And you could just make little platforms, so you could go. I mean, it was really, it was such a simple, construction kit, which was great. It was really, really good. And then after you've done that, what have you got to pick up again? I can't remember. Is it these that you're picking up? I can't remember actually. And then you could go down to test. Right, okay. How do you get out of that? Space. Oh, bollocks. Right, I don't know how to get out of that. but you could basically test it. So yeah, I used to play that. That was one game I used to play. Let's give the let's give what you call it, Racing Destruction set a go. Right, what we want to do is detach cartridge. There we are. I want to do load. Multi-load discs. Racing Destruction set. Hopefully this is going to work. EA, yep, that's the company that make FIFA, folks. They've literally been going that long. Is this going to work? If I remember rightly, this could be quite a problematic game. There we are, yeah, excellent. Hey, Milfy, how you doing, buddy? Milfy, just for your information, we have literally just started answering your question. You were talking about, did I play any games that had construction kits? And this wasn't one of them, because I'm really lazy when it comes to gaming. I don't want to put any effort into something, so I'm purely a consumer of games rather than actually making anything. But Colin Jones did say that this has got a really a spiffing construction kit. Hopefully it's going to load. Ooh, anything nice? You know what, I've actually just thought, I've not had my dinner yet. I've had nothing to eat for my dinner. Bloody hell. I'll probably make myself something after this, actually. We'll probably go till, I don't know, 10:30, I think, folks. And because I've got my exam tomorrow, I need to. Right, here we go. Let's try track construction. Load, track, construct, edit track. Insert side 2. So, what do we do? Do we go press button? That is how easy the Mister is. It's great. Did I tell you I love my Mister? Honestly, it's completely revolutionised my gaming. Now I've never. If we do clear, are you sure? Yes. Evening, Ross. How are you, mate? Right. So what we want to do is go. Like that. We'll just do an oval, I think. We'll tell you what we'll do. What Skeletrix tracks used to look like back in the day. Hey, this is riveting live streams. This is live streams at their best, folks, where you get to see people construct tracks of ancient games. Right, wait a minute. Where's the wee crossover bit? Fuck it. Let's just let's just go for the oval. So that was really. Oh, thank you very much, Ross. That is really, really kind of you, mate. Thank you so much. I try my best. I don't know what that is. That's the start and the finish. So we can go like that, and then we go like that. Right, how do we exit? Hopefully this isn't going to take us out. Exit. Or is it? Are we just going to lose everything that we've done? All that hard work? How do we play it? How the bloody hell do we play it? Oh, do we need to? Right, I think we're going to lose it here, folks, which isn't good. Right, I'm going to come out of this. If this has lost my track, all that hard work, we're just going to. There we go. Right. So we go. Exit. Exit. Do we do save track? Insert your track. This press button. It's going to come up. Right. Listen, doesn't matter. I'm going off topic a wee bit. Right, Mister. On full screen webcam. There we go. In fact, let me just go back down to the. There we go. Yeah, let's get back to the questions. So, answering Milthy's question about games that I made my own levels. You know what? There's only one game that I can think of that we didn't so much make our own levels, but we changed the graphics, and it was on the Spectrum, and it was called, I think it was called Game Designer. It was, you played these little basic Space Invader games, and we used to change the graphics from like Space Invaders to like, you know, stupid little things, our faces, whatever it was. So that's the only one that I can remember actually doing. Can't remember doing. I used to play that Mr. Robot quite a lot. Never did Boulder Dash. There was probably other games. I'm sure I used to play. I'm sure I used to play Kickstart 2 sometimes as well. So right, that was Milthy's question one. Second question: can a game have too much stuff in it, such as too much content, thus spoiling the game? Thus, as the saying goes, less is more. As an example of that, I have enjoyed demos of games more than the games themselves and played the said demo much more. Worms skid marks, perfect example, Milthy. I loved skid marks. I thought it was a fantastic. The demo was just sublime. I'm sure it came on Amiga Power, and me and my brother-in-law at the time played it constantly. And then we got the game, and we never really played it as much. Or the same, perhaps, with sequels can be pretty much. Absolutely. I have not just 8-bit games. I tend to find I find most modern games overwhelming. Now, I do actually talk about this quite a bit in the Nice and Nasty podcast, which is coming out next Tuesday with my special guest, who I can guarantee you'll go, oh, brilliant, he's back. You can guess all you want. I'm not going to tell you. You'll need to tune into the podcast. But we had a good old natter, and yeah, we were talking about modern games, and I find that modern games, there's so much content, there's so much stuff you've got to do, that I just find the whole thing completely overwhelming, and that's for that reason I don't play modern games that much. I'm fine with stuff like I don't know, The Last of Us, where you're running about killing people, picking up ammo, picking up you know, medical kits, whatever. I'm fine with that. But games where you've got to pick up a piece of wood and pick up a twine to then make a stick, or make bows and arrows and all that kind of stuff, and collecting food and cooking food. I don't want to worry about making weapons or making my own food and that kind of stuff. I know a lot of people love all that, but that's not me. But yeah, there was games, and this is, you've mentioned that Super or Skid Marks, I should say, on the Amiga. We played that demo over and over and over again, and the funny thing was, when it came out, when the game came out, the full game came out, I felt that they had tweaked the gameplay slightly since the demo, and it just wasn't as good. Weird. Right, third question. If you had to create a week or a month with a particular gimmick, here we go. They do this nowadays, such as Movember. No, for a month, seriously, or some sort of woke week bollocks, what would you create? 1 billion% without even thinking about it. No smartphones for a week. In fact, could we make it a month or even 6 months? Yeah, we'll have a no smartphones December, and then we could also have one where there is no social media, apart from my channel. Obviously, you couldn't, nobody could do without watching this. But yeah, no smartphones for a month, and no social media, which would mean you wouldn't be inundated with people taking bloody selfies. I saw my girlfriend put a thing up on Facebook, shared that they took something like, I don't know how much truth it was, something like 5 pictures of Neil Armstrong on the moon. Yeah, some young team goes to the toilet in Witherspoons, and they'll take like 37 selfies. Milthy, I sincerely hope that what you've just said there is true. If that is true, you are a fucking legend, mate. Is that true? That you have never used a smartphone? I so hope that that is true. I don't think for 1 second you're going to tell me lies, but if you've never used a smartphone, mate, you have gone from there in the epic rating up to there. Seriously, you've never used a smartphone. If that is true, then you're a legend, mate. Seriously, I mean, I do use my phone for social media and what have you, but I'm not going to go on a big rant. I've mentioned it multiple times, but I think smartphones have caused, it's given us a generation of people who are unable to communicate. They don't want to leave the house. They all just communicate using phones and what have you. We have now reached a stage in society where you can be on a phone, not on a phone, you can be on a train or a bus, and nobody talks. Nobody talks at all. I'm one of these people. If I'm on a train on my own, I will not get the phone out unless I want to maybe send a quick text message to say I'll be there in half an hour. I will never ever sit and look at social media on my phone. I won't watch a video on my phone. I would rather look out the window or people watch. I like to people watch, and I don't mean in a Jimmy Savile creepy type of way. Just I like to stick in it, observe people. Hang on a second. I still have my old Nokia. You're a fucking legend, mate. That is brilliant. That is great. I did buy myself an old Nokia. It was a 3310. Got it on eBay. That is awesome. That is seriously awesome. I do know that people, you hear of people not owning smartphones, but they're usually about 78 years old. So to hear that young Swifto doesn't have a smartphone, you've just gone up even further in my estimation, mate. That is brilliant. And Steve is going to run Milthy a close second. He got a smartphone for his Christmas, and it's still in the box. That is epic. Epic. So yeah, no smartphones for a month and no social media. Last question, I promise. if you had the programming skill to create a game for the old. In fact, sorry, wait a minute. I've not finished reading Milthy's. He did continue. Milthy would create a national complimentary insult week where you insult someone, but the insult has to be nothing personal and should really be taken as a compliment. Brilliant. There you go. He's insulting me, calling me a retro gaming loving, button pressing, joystick waggling git. Last question. If you had the programming skill to create a game for old school gamers, let's say a good old fashioned point scorer, a game like they used to make in the 70s and 80s, perhaps with modern graphics and sound, my question is this: what kind of old school game would you create and how would you make it that bit special and different? If it's based on one of the classics, obviously the game is totally original. Then that last part doesn't mean anything. What if I had the talent? What kind of game would I make? I mean, I would like to. I think I would like to make a shoot 'em up of some sort. That being my kind of favourite genre. Um, but I think a really finely honed sort of Manic Miner type clone that would be pretty awesome. Um, it would definitely be a shoot 'em up of some sort. What kind of style would it be? What would it be? It wouldn't be horizontal scrolling or vertical scrolling. It would probably be. I don't know. I don't know. It would probably be along the lines of Robotron, something like that. Would it have some special feature that kind of sets it apart? I mean, you're asking me to come up with something that's never been thought of. I don't know. Nah, I think a kind of Robotron style game with that kind of you know, it's hard. I mean, I think Robotron's one of the finest games ever written, and to try and beat that would be difficult. But no, I think it would be it could possibly be a platformer. Um, like I says, it would have to be pixel perfect, like Manic Miner, really challenging. But I think it would probably be a shooter of some sort, Milty. So anyway, listen, mate, you're a legend for all the support that you've given the Waffle over the years. If it hadn't been for you, then the Waffle would have died a long time ago. But here we are. Right, I think we should play another tune. How are we doing for time? Right, we've got about another 20 minutes, and then we'll crack on with some more questions. So I'm going to pick another wee tune. Let me just have a wee look and see. You know what? I love the fact that I can just pick whatever I want. That is great. Right, this one is by oh wait a minute, what's the? In a second. I don't know if this is the right one. Right, this is by a guy who used to front a certain band called Dire Straits, and this is one of the tracks from Local Hero. Now, hopefully, this is going to be the theme tune. It might not be, but we'll give it a listen. Hang on. Sorry, I'm going to stop it for a second, folks. I don't think that's the right one. Let me just. What are we looking for? We're looking for Martin Knopfler. Just right, here we go. This is the theme tune from Local Hero. That's a beautiful, beautiful piece. Once my computer decides to play ball, there we go. There we are. That wasn't the one I thought it was. Well, it was, but that was a more kind of musical, sort of acoustic version. But yeah, I think beautiful. Local Heroes, a brilliant, brilliant film. Obviously, the soundtrack is awesome. So hopefully you enjoyed that one. I certainly did. Right. Next question. Have a quick look. Right, Mr. Colin Jones. Da, 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 da. Could be. Where are we? Right, waffle question. As asked on Derek and Clive. Right, I don't know. I don't know what that was. What's the worst job you've ever had? That's an easy one. It was a job that I had about 4 years ago, and it sounded glamorous. I was going to be a business manager for a company, and the reality was I was going to be looking after a number of cleaners who cleaned office blocks, not office blocks, housing blocks, not housing blocks, flats. So people live in a flat, and you've got the stairs, the communal stairs. I was responsible for about six cleaners, and I had a couple of guys that did like ground maintenance. And I started the job, and within about a week, I knew that the job was shit. It was crap. I mean, we didn't have enough people to do the job. The boss who lived down in Birmingham was a complete arsehole. He promised me bonus and all that kind of stuff, and as luck would have it, 3 months later we lost the contract, and I never saw a penny of the money that he promised me. It was a shit job. It was a complete shit job from the start to finish, and yeah, there we go. I don't think there's any other questions. Oh, wait a minute, I did see. Wait a minute, I'm sure Steve. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, Steve gaming since the 70s. Steve's asking two questions for you, mate. What is your favourite game by Bubble Bus Software? I've played a few of these recently. Hustler was a pool game that I played back in the day. I played a lot of that, but I think the one that I played the most and I loved it was Exterminator by Ken Grant. Yeah, that would be that one. And number two, now you're a red belt, can I hire you to kick the shit out of my neighbour who's frequently hammering and drilling at 2 a.m? Absolutely, Steve. Give me your address. I will come down and kick his arse. Right now, here's one from one of my Brian. You know Brian. He was subscriber number 2, I think, in my channel. Congratulations on reaching 4,000 subscribers. When I saw Mainmeister's 4K, I thought you'd gone Ultra HD. The world is not ready for Mainmeister in 4K. Okay, question time. I was looking at some of your old videos from the good old days of a Squint Cam. The Squint Cam, I used to, in the early days, I just used to point my phone. I would load up the game on the computer, and I would point the camera at it, and 9 times out of 10 the camera would be squint. Yeah, I noticed that Pole Position Arcade Perfect My Arse had 16,700 views. That's very impressive. Is that your most viewed video ever? I would love to take part in a 12-hour live stream and hope we raise as much for charity as we did the last time. No, my most viewed video is mind-blowing Commodore 64 demo, which is a wee bit disappointing because ultimately all I did was record the demo. I didn't actually talk over it. I don't think I talked over it. I just play the demo. So really, that's, I couldn't actually take any credit for that because it's the clever people that made these videos. I don't know what there is some way. How how do you look to see copyright analytics? Let's have a wee look. Audience. Yeah, there we go. Oh no, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. Your total. How do you look at all time? Lifetime. Right, there you go. Yeah, the most viewed video that I have put out was how the hell did they manage that Commodore 64 demos, and it's got 50,020 views. Yeah, my second highest one was when I took a look at the Game Boy Advance fitted with a backlit screen, and the third one was my Atari, shut up, my ZX Spectrum Next video. That's got 16,828 views, and closely followed by that is my Arcade Perfect pole position. Bizarre. It's weird how some videos just seem to get big views. Yeah, there you go. It's not going to make me much money. I'm not going to retire, but anyway, it's all good. Right, listen, folks. I think that's the end of the questions. We're coming up. We've got about 5 minutes left. Milthy's saying their worst job I had was 20 years ago working in a food factory, taking bones out of cooked ducks. Oh God, 8 hours a day. Did job for a week through an agency. Started on the Monday, quitting the Friday. I don't blame you one little bit, mate. Yeah, listen, I will be back on, all going well. I'll be back on Sunday for another live stream. Like I says, listen out, watch out for the what do you call it? Archie, what am I trying to say here? Watch out for the Nice and Nasty podcast. That will be coming out on Tuesday. And like I said, I think you're going to enjoy this one. It's somebody from the past. You're going to go, bloody hell, he's back. And yeah, I've got that to look forward to. The 12-hour live stream, I will need to start making some arrangements. I didn't really realise it. I mean, it's the 13th of October, and it's going to be 5th November, so it's not that far away. So I need to start getting in touch with people. I will pull together a spreadsheet of sorts. Excuse me. Yeah, showing when people are going to take part in it. Like I says, I've got about 10 or 11 well-known people from the industry, people who were involved in the game industry back in the day. No, Elvis is 2 weeks Swifto. What was I going to say? Yeah, the plan is to get them on for half an hour. They're going to have a half an hour slot. There's going to be games, there's going to be watching programs, just all manner of guff. So listen, I'm going to get going. I want to say a massive thank you to everybody that tunes in to watch these things. You know, it's always appreciated. You know, I'll be back on Sunday, so I'm going to leave you with a tune of some sort. What am I going to play? Let me have a wee look. I'm going to pick something. Right, I'm going to pick. It was my very first single that I ever bought, and sadly I can't find it. I was looking for I think I did a live Friday Waffle a few weeks ago. It was a recorded Friday Waffle, and I was looking for it, and I don't have it anymore. I don't know where it is. I probably gave it to somebody. But this was my very first single. It's by a group that I have seen a couple of times in concerts. Sadly, the lead singer doesn't take part anymore. But it's the Stranglers, and it's No More Heroes. So I'm going to kill the stream. I'm going to kill the video, and just let you enjoy the music. So until next week, folks, I will bid you good night. Have a great weekend, this is, and as always, thank you very much for watching.